to have you with us on Asset Television News. I am Eugenia Solomon. First, the headlines. Federal government jittery as part Utomi, others form shadow government. Civil defense tightens security in Anambra State ahead of President Tinubu's visit. Poly students issue 5 days ultimatum to NEL fund. And now the news in detail. Prominent economist and political activist Professor Pat Utomi has inaugurated a shadow government composed of members from various opposition parties. According to Utomi, the big tenant coalition shadow government, launched virtually on Monday evening, will function as a credible opposition force, highlighting the failures of Bola Tinubu administration while offering ideas for better governance. But in a swift reaction, the federal government kicked against the move, describing it as an aberration in a federal system of government. Utomi, however, justified the move, arguing that federal government had worsened poverty, driven multinational companies out of the country, and intensified terrorism in Benue and Plateau states, alongside rising insecurity and corruption nationwide. He said the shadow cabinet, made up of figures drawn from several opposition parties, was created to respond to what he called a national emergency. Human rights lawyer Dele Farutimi was named head of the Ombudsman and Good Governance portfolio. Others appointed to the policy delivery unit include Ogene Momo, Cheta Nwanze, Daniel Ikwonobi, Halima Ahmed, David Okonkwo, and Obi Ajuga. Other members of the shadow cabinet include Dr. Adefalushade Adebayo, Dr. Peter Aga, Dr. Sadiq Gombe, Chibuzo Nwachukwu, Salvation Alibo, Bilkisu Magoro, Dr. Victor Tubo, Charles Odibo, and Dr. Otive Ibuzo, Eunice Atwejide, Benga Ajayi, and Dr. Mani Ahmad, as well as Peter Oyewale and Dr. Omano Adijegi. Utomi stated that the shadow government would hold weekly cabinet meetings to assess government policies and propose practical alternatives. While the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) in Anambra State has deployed 1,531 officers to provide security for President Bola Tinubu's visit to the state on Thursday. The officers will guard important national, state, and local government properties and infrastructure. The NSCDC commandant in Anambra, Olatunde Maku, gave the update on Wednesday after a meeting with top officers, area commanders, divisional officers, heads of units, and other senior staff at the state headquarters in Awka. Maku said the officers would also come from nearby states like Enugu, Imo, Abia, Ebonyi, and Delta to support the team in Anambra. Maku said the officers would be placed in key locations like the airport, bridges, government buildings, parks, markets, electricity and telecom facilities, Solution Fund City, and other sensitive places across the state, while advising the public to be peaceful and law-abiding as they come out to welcome the president. He urged the officers to be responsible, professional, and respectful while working with other security agencies. In a dramatic political shift, all House of Representatives members from Delta State elected under the platform of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) have officially defected to the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC). The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, made the announcement during plenary on Tuesday, confirming the mass defection of the Delta PDP caucus. The development is coming on the heels of a similar move by former Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa and the incumbent governor, Sheriff Oborevori, who both announced their defection to the APC during a stakeholders meeting in Asaba. The wave of defection appears to be part of a broader realignment within the PDP. Recently, Ikenga Ugochinyere, the PDP lawmaker representing Idiato Federal Constituency of Imo State, revealed that at least 2 more state governors and 40 PDP lawmakers were preparing to join the APC. Despite the rising tide of defections, former Senate President Bukola Saraki has maintained that the PDP will weather the storm. The Delta defections signal a deepening crisis within the PDP and a significant boost for the APC as it consolidates power across the South-South region. Assets Television News will make a return after the break. Stay with us. It's still Asset Television News. Welcome back from that break. Now, the federal government has set up a committee to carry out major changes to the National Youth Service Corps (NYSC). The aim is to make the scheme stronger, more useful to national growth, and better suited to the needs of Nigerian youths. This decision followed rising concerns about the safety of corps members, poor facilities, and whether the NYSC still fits into today's social and economic realities. The committee was inaugurated in Abuja on Tuesday with key officials from government, civil society, and private businesses in attendance. Well, the National Association of Polytechnic Students, NAPS, has issued a 5-day ultimatum to the Nigeria Education Loan Fund Board to provide a detailed breakdown of fund disbursement. Well, the student loan scheme has come under intense scrutiny following allegations by the National Orientation Agency that some institutions, in collaboration with banks, have been making fraudulent deductions from student loan disbursements. Last week, the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission said its preliminary probe revealed that while NELFund had released 100 billion naira as students' loan, 71 billion naira is accounted for. In a communique issued on Wednesday, which was signed by the President Esiofune Egayan and Senate President Oyewumi Ayomide, NAPS said it would mobilize protests nationwide should the NELFund fail to reveal breakdown of how polytechnics received funds. The association further threatened to take action should their demands not be met. The Nigeria Union of Journalists (NUJFCT) Council is deeply saddened to announce the sudden death of a senior journalist, Elder Ambrose Sule. Late Elder Sule, 70, died on Sunday, May 4th, 2025, while being rushed to the Federal Medical Center, Gwarimpa, Abuja, after a brief illness. He began his journalism career with the Nigerian Observer newspaper, where he later became the Chief Press Secretary, CPS, to the then Minister of Information in the Second Republic, Garba Wukshishi. He was also the former chairman, Press Center Management Committee, NUJFCT Council. He was the publisher of the Nigerian Environment newspaper, and until his death, he was the Chief Executive Officer, First All Online Media. He hailed from Akbana, Etsako West local government area of Edo State, and is survived by his wife and 5 children. He was a remarkable individual whose contribution to the union and journalism profession at large will be deeply missed. His death is not only a significant blow to the union, but also to all who had the privilege of knowing him. And with that sad story, we end the news. Do well to follow us on all our social media platforms for more updates and programs. On behalf of the entire news crew, I am Eugenia Solomon. Thank you for watching.